Crenshaw.
Not me.
I'm
but...
from 54th
Alright.
Crenshaw.
Arcade.
Who got the Friday?
We got arcade going.
Who got the Friday?
Alright, I got things going on here. We got something we found. We've found it before. Anyways. Zoom. I think that's why. Tripod. Yeah, M21. Got lucky very quickly. We still hit it. Come on, M21. I know I went the right way. Alright, it's okay. I'll stop here in a little bit, okay? Damn. Alright, come on, Betsy, it's coming. I got the tracker set. It's okay, Cash. It's coming. It takes up the whole frame. So we're going for it here if we can get it to come by. And yeah, it's that way. Just taking forever. Oh, the waiting game. Any day, any day. Oh, yeah. Is this it here? Coming in, maybe? Some of it? Starting to? Don't know. No. catch. Oh, that's for nothing. It's still running away from me. I gotta get a better screw for this. I can't get it to track. What's it doing? Is it tracking now? Now it's tracking. Clear that. It broke loose. Oh, brother. Yeah. Okay, down into the brain. They just started tracking. That's insane, crazy right there. Let's try and go a little fast. Slow it down a little bit. That's crazy to say. Look at that. Oh, it's not lining them now. Oh, now it's working. That's great. Well, it's working now. Now I just need to just have something come across. Okay. We're gonna wrap it up soon. Already 1 o'clock. I'm tired.
Are you still buying heavy and expensive lawnmowers in the AI era? In just 3 minutes, you can quickly clear 100 square meters of weeds. In a single morning, you can finish a whole week's worth of gardening. One person can do the work of 5, and you no longer have to wait 6 months for expensive professional labor. Since I bought this portable cordless mower recommended by the German Gardening Engineering Lab, weeding has become the easiest part of my day. It includes free shipping, costs only $70, and comes with 10 years of free after-sales service. This 2026 model meets international industrial power standards, featuring a 1,800-watt high-performance pure copper motor with speeds up to 6,000 RPM. Renowned mechanical engineering experts in New York note that this high speed, combined with constant torque technology, means whether you're trimming the lawn, pruning branches, or harvesting crops, you never have to go over the same spot twice. You can finish an entire soccer field in just half an hour. Thanks to its lightweight design, the entire unit weighs only a few kilograms. It's specially recommended by the Ergonomic Health Association, easy to operate with one hand, making it effortless for seniors or women. The adjustable telescopic pole extends from 90 centimeters to 120 centimeters, so there's no need to bend over. You can finish your yard work as if you're taking a stroll. The ultra-quiet design stays below 60 decibels, so you won't disturb neighbors even in the morning. The ergonomic handle ensures a comfortable grip without fatigue, while the built-in 5,000 mAh high-capacity lithium battery supports up to 30 days of intermittent use on a single charge. It has incredible battery life, allowing you to enjoy mowing anytime, anywhere. On a full charge, it can cover 5,000 square meters, equivalent to a standard soccer field, easily meeting all your gardening needs. Made with industrial-grade pure copper and having passed 50,000 fatigue tests, it is built to last. We offer a lifetime warranty and free replacement of worn parts. Crafted from special German-sourced materials, it has a lifespan of up to 30 years and excellent rust resistance, ensuring performance even in wet conditions. Whether on flat ground, slopes, hills or wetlands, it operates with ease. We solemnly promise its superior quality will last for up to 50 years. Currently, we are offering a 30-day free trial. If you encounter any issues, simply return it for a free replacement. This offer is limited to 100 units. With the countdown underway, act fast and don't miss out.
Does your internet bill keep getting higher? That's because typical internet deals are full of surprises. At Google Fiber, there's no install fees, no equipment fees, no nonsense. It's the same price every month. Visit fiber.google.com to get the same monthly price we've offered since 2012.
David Moore, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast, now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched and most trusted, now on Disney Plus every night.
Tonight, the severe storm threat for millions as we come on the air. More than 90 million on alert from the Midwest into the Northeast. A tornado watch across multiple states. Pounding rain, violent winds into the night and through tomorrow. Dangerous heat in the triple digits. We both is tracking it all. Hours after President Trump threatened a major escalation in the war in Iran, his sudden about face calling off new military strikes. The president now says a deal with Iran could be in place as early as this weekend. Andrew Scott reports from the White House. The images coming in, a series of explosions level a home and rock an entire neighborhood. A massive fireball, at least 9 homes damaged. Tonight, the chilling political assassination that stunned the country, the accused killer admitting to the attacks, pleading guilty to murdering a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband and critically wounding a state senator and his wife. President Trump announces his nominee for the next director of national intelligence amid bipartisan backlash over who will fill the role on an acting basis. Angry lawmakers leave town without approving a key spy tool. Here in New York, celebrations get out of control after the Knicks' historic comeback against the Spurs in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Dozens of fans arrested, some throwing eggs at Spurs star Victor Wembanyama outside the team's hotel. Tonight, an urgent warning about a growing criminal trend. Authorities say teenagers are being recruited online for violent crimes, including killings, bombings, and abductions. Dashcam video shows the moment one police officer mistakenly shot by another. The police chief is calling it horseplay. The World Cup now officially underway. Dolly Parton launches her own coffee line, featuring a song inspiring the name of her brand. And the miracle comeback. After being down 29 points against the Spurs, faces of the Knicks fans.
Come on, tracker.
ABC News World Headquarters in New York. This is World News Tonight with David York.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis, in for David. We begin tonight with a tornado emergency at this hour. Warnings and watches across multiple states and a severe storm outbreak across the country. More than 90 million people are under alert from the Midwest into the Northeast.
That could be the cat's paw. This could be the cat's paw for all I know.
Tornadoes reported just in the last 24 hours, including a twister spotted in
It's got to stop first.
Blinding rain, hail, and winds up to 60 miles per hour blowing across Glenwood, Minnesota. More than 900 flights canceled nationwide, thousands more delayed. Storms on the move tomorrow, along with dangerous heat in the triple digits from Texas to the Northeast. Lee Goldberg is standing by for the forecast. ABC's Alex Perez leads us all.
Right there.
A 1-2 punch of storms threatening more tornadoes after a
This could be
24 hours in
cluster.
Hartman. It's multi-vortex tornado touching down in northern Missouri overnight. In Darlington, Wisconsin, multiple power flashes caught on an officer's dash cam. More than 400,000 losing power across
Good job,
the storm zone.
tracker. That's just a
Chicago
little
slammed with
something
straight
cluster
line
there.
winds overnight. Oh my God, look at the clock. Branches snapping off trees along the city's famed Michigan Avenue, landing on cars.
Oh, God.
Lounge chairs are flying into traffic. Storms uprooted massive trees all over the area, breaking windows.
Some of the larger branches in the trees snapped off, and then as it comes down, it broke in half, hit our side of the
Where
building,
is it? Pretty
our
cool.
neighbors.
High
Right there, it's a little
winds are
open
peeling the
cluster
roof
right there.
off of this condo building. You can see it hanging down over the side. Northwest of Milwaukee in Elmira, Wisconsin, crews are racing to shore up this apartment complex after storms tore the roof clean off. Residents helping each other clean up their damaged neighborhood.
That's small town Wisconsin, that's how we do it.
And Lindsay, those straight line winds creating some real damages, snapping this tree, slamming it into this car, and as you can see, completely crushing it. A long night ahead for millions in Chicago here under a tornado watch tonight as the storm now Heads east.
Lindsay, really, first big monitoring it all. Alex, thank you. So let's get right to
Swords.
senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg. What do you see?
And the brightness is too low.
Lindsay,
It
we had a
says.
large and destructive tornado
Wow.
northeast of Peoria. That was on the ground. It's
Whoa,
tracking
my
northeast.
God.
It should stay south of Chicago. Close call to the south side, but closer to Kankakee and Gary, Indiana. Get to a place of safety if you're in the track of this storm. Tornado watches, as you heard, in effect for Chicago, back to northern Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri. Destructive winds can go up to 80 miles an hour. Severe thunderstorm watches from St. Louis to Tulsa. There are also severe storms from Syracuse to D.C. We've had damaging storms across the Hudson Valley of New York and Long Island as well. More severe weather tomorrow in the Northeast, New England, New York City, Philly, and D.C. All the way to the Carolinas, strong storms with damaging winds. It's all because of this heat. It feels like it's in the 100s. We'll get a little break in the humidity over the weekend. Lindsay?
Lots of activity there, Lee. Thank you. Also breaking tonight, President Trump cancels new military strikes against Iran just hours after signaling the U.S. would launch a major escalation in the war tonight. The president is pulling back on planned strikes, saying a deal to end the war could be in place as early as this weekend. ABC's Rachel Scott is at the White House.
Hours after threatening to hit Iran very hard tonight and seize the country's oil industry, President Trump abruptly backing off, claiming there is now a deal to end the war.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran. And we're gonna be, subject to finalization of documents, which should get done in the next few days.
Iran and the U.S. have been trading fire for days, and this morning President Trump upping the ante, saying the U.S. would be taking Kharg Island, the heart of Iran's oil economy, and that the U.S. would then assume total control of their oil and gas markets. But seizing tiny Kharg Island could be a bloody battle involving U.S. troops on the ground. President Trump acknowledging war-weary Americans might not be on board.
I don't know that America has the stomach for it, to be honest with you. They make a fortune. But I don't know that America has the stomach. I think they'd like to see us come home.
Iran's chief negotiator with this warning, saying, quote, wrong strategies and impulsive decisions will reset the entire board for the worse. And this afternoon, President Trump posting he had canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings, adding discussions and final points have been in both concept and great detail approved by all parties involved.
You have said before that Iran and the United States were close to a deal. It has not happened yet. Why are you so convinced that this time is different?
Because they've taken a pounding. They've taken a pounding like very few people could take. And they want to make the deal a lot more than I do.
A source of knowledge of the talks tells ABC News the deal is very close, and indicators have hit some breakthroughs. President Trump said the agreement would immediately reopen the Strait of Hormuz. A detailed discussion of Iran's nuclear program would be yet to come.
Was this just essentially setting the stage for deeper talks on nuclear?
It's a very strong memorandum of understanding. That is a little conceptual, but it's something that's going to get done. And if it doesn't get done for any reason, which I can't imagine that not happening, they want to sign it as much as I do or more.
President Trump says he believes Iran's supreme leader has already approved the deal. But tonight, Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying Iran has not reached a final conclusion.
And tonight, the terms of any deal, Lindsay, are not clear. Both sides really sticking to their demands, but President Trump says it will happen and that there could be a signing ceremony as soon as this weekend, Lindsay. We'll be watching for that consensus, potentially. Rachel, thank you. Next tonight, a surging stock market and oil prices plummet after President Trump canceled military strikes on Iran, signaling the deal to end the war might be near.
All right, Cash, it's the last target. We got the Eagle Nebula here, Pillars of Creation.
The S&P 500 up as well. Now to the massive home explosion in Wayne County, Pennsylvania. The powerful blast rocking the neighborhood, a fireball shooting into the air, and these 9 homes damaged, multiple injuries reported. Who's ABC's Matt Rivers?
Tonight, a quiet neighborhood in Clinton Township, rural northeastern Pennsylvania, rocked by several massive explosions.
Doesn't look like much, yeah. But
Authorities say they believe
it's only a 3-second exposure. If we had tracking and we could do a 30-second exposure, we'd be lighting it up.
That he heard a hissing sound
What was
before
that?
the large explosions.
The house in front of the building there shook so
But
bad.
one day soon we will.
All their front windows are broken out.
For now, it's bare minimum. Let's see you do better. That's what I'm saying.
3 residents were taken
With what I got.
and at least 2 homes
Yeah.
collapsed. Much of the smoke
I've done that.
complete
Trust me.
devastation. A chimney home is left with one home.
What's the stack looking like there?
Their homes once stood. Lindsay, the cause of these
Stack's
explosions
looking
remain
good.
under investigation. Lindsay?
All right, Matt, thank you. Tonight, the chilling case raising concerns about the rise in political violence in
We
this
gotta keep it
country.
like,
An accused killer pleading guilty to murdering a Minnesota
we can
lawmaker
raise it
and
up,
husband,
pause it.
critically wounded a state senator and his wife. Here's ABC's Faith Bluebell.
The political assassination shocked the country 1 year ago. Former Minnesota State Speaker Melissa Horton was gunned down along with her husband Mark and the family dog. State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette shot and wounded too. The gunman seen in that chilling image hunting lawmakers in their own homes, wearing a latex mask disguised as a police officer. Investigators say this was his fake patrol car. Tonight, that man, Vance Bolter, pleaded guilty to murder and stalking in a deal to avoid the death penalty. Federal prosecutors said the attacks were politically motivated.
What drives a criminal to want to commit this sort of brutal murder and to do it as coldly as it was done? I wonder if any of us who live law-abiding lives will ever really be able to understand that sort of motivation.
There was sobbing in the courtroom as both families listened to Bolter admit to the crimes. And tonight, the Hoffmans who survived that attack saying in a statement, quote, "There's no justice for Mark and Melissa Horton, and there's no justice, and our family and our state will never truly heal."
And Lindsay Bolter will spend the rest of his life in prison. He is still facing state charges, including 2 counts of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder. Lindsay.
Faith, thank you. Next tonight, President
There
Trump
we go.
announces his nominee for the next Director of National Intelligence. Comes amid bipartisan backlash over who will fill the role on an acting basis. Every lawmaker is leaving town without approving a key spy tool. ABC's Jay O'Brien is on the Hill.
Tonight, President Trump announcing he will
There
nominate
we go.
Jay Clayton, U.S. Attorney for the powerful Southern District of New York, as the next Director of National Intelligence, an effort to quell a bipartisan firestorm on Capitol Hill. Democrats and some Republicans furious about the man Trump picked to fill the job on an acting basis until Clayton is confirmed. Bill Pulte, who runs the Federal Housing Finance Agency, and has used the role to go after the president's political enemies. Pulte has no national security experience.
Bill Pulte is a national security.
Democrats now refusing
Yeah,
to
my
vote to
Shark Cap
authorize
Pro
the extension
working
of
tomorrow.
FISA, a critical national security tool
With this
used for
even
warrantless
working
foreign
better.
surveillance, which is set to expire
Figure out
tomorrow
what
at midnight.
I gotta read the book on my camera. My cooler's not working.
Can happen.
But are you concerned that by drawing this line, Democrats could be opening up the country to a national security concern?
We have great national security concerns with both.
Republicans throwing up their hands, noting the danger of letting FISA expire with the U.S. at war, and a host of high-profile events set for the summer, the World Cup and the celebration of America's 250th.
We're blocking a critical national security tool because they don't like the president's temporary, short-term pick for acting.
Pillars of Creation.
Tonight, the president sticking with Pulte.
He's running it for a short while. We'll get a very talented person, Jay Clayton.
Trump said he wants Pulte to slash the staff of the Director of National Intelligence, expected to get his chance when he takes over in about a week.
But Lindsay, the Senate moving unusually quickly, scheduling the nomination hearing for Jay Clayton for next Wednesday, trying to get him in and Bill Pulte out as soon as possible.
Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill for us. Jay, thank you. Tonight, the celebrations and chaos following the Knicks win over the Spurs in Game 4 of the NBA Finals in New York. More than 50 people were arrested as crowds swelled outside the security perimeter around Madison Square Garden. Some fans also threw eggs at San Antonio's first-star Victor Wembanyama as the team returned to their hotel in Manhattan after the game. And next tonight, the urgent warning about a growing criminal trend. Authorities say teenagers are being recruited online for violent crimes, including killings, bombings, and abductions. Here's ABC's chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Kaczynski.
This is no video game or scene from a crime drama. These videos show real crimes carried out by real teenagers. And tonight, authorities say they're part of a growing and terrifying trend.
These kids are being recruited for the most vicious crimes, for killings, for bombings, for abductions, taking place online, social media, on gaming platforms.
Police say the online recruitment of teens to do the dirty work of criminal organizations is now one of the biggest crime problems in Europe, and one that's coming to the United States. Annalie Bird's 16-year-old son Rio was a victim.
It's still hard to believe. Sometimes I feel like I'm dreaming, like a nightmare.
In 2025, he was on his way home when a hooded stranger came up from behind, pulled a gun, and opened fire, killing young Rio, who was not the intended target. Police say the gunman was no professional assassin, but a fellow teen, recruited for the job online by a gang.
The kids did the dirty work for them, and then they just they don't care about them.
The 16-year-old hitman in this case, Lindsay, was immediately caught, convicted, and sent to prison. So it's 2 young lives wasted. The police say this online recruitment trend is spreading and should be a wake-up call for parents.
So good for parents to know, Aaron. Thank you, and you'll have more tonight on Nightline. When we come back, the images coming in, a massive warehouse fire erupting late today. Emergency crews on the scene. Alarming video shows a terrifying moment. One police officer is accidentally shot by another. The World Cup officially kicking off just a short time ago under tight security. And the miraculous comeback at Madison Square Garden, a magic touch, igniting a historic celebration. Tonight, a raging warehouse fire is burning about 60 miles outside San Francisco. The massive facility is used by a medical supply company. Black smoke from the site visible for miles. Firefighters are trying to contain the flames. No word of injuries. The cause is under investigation. New video reveals a shocking mistake inside a police parking garage in Pasadena, California. Video shows the moment one police officer is shot by a fellow officer. The bullet fired through the windshield of a patrol car, hitting the officer in the shoulder. The officer survived. The shooting is under investigation. The police chief is calling it dangerous horseplay. When we return under tight security, the World Cup is officially underway. And Dolly Parton brings up a new project. To the index now, security is tight as the biggest World Cup in history kicks off in Mexico. The tournament opening today with Mexico taking on South Africa in Mexico City. The match following a star-studded opening ceremony featuring Mexican rock band Mana and Colombian superstar Shakira. Tomorrow, the U.S. men's national team begins their World Cup campaign against Paraguay. And Dolly Parton is giving fans a real-life cup of ambition. A country music icon introducing her own brand of coffee inspired by her hit song 9 to 5. The coffee will be sold at Dolly's Tennessee and travel stop, with the first location opening June 24th just south of Nashville. Cup of Ambition is offered in light, medium, and dark roast. When we return from dead in the water to the brink of a championship, the Knicks' incredible and historic comeback. Finally, just when it looked like Game 4 was a lost cause, and boy, could you see it on the faces in Madison Square Garden, the Knicks delivered the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. In the first half, it seemed impossible, inconceivable, unattainable. Name your adjective. The New York Knicks trailing the San Antonio Spurs by 29 points in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Spurs won. A deficit so large, it felt like the story had already been written, and you could see it on the faces in the crowd. But in New York, before long, these little town blues had a way of melting away.
Let's take the lead with 1:22 remaining.
After 2 free throws, the Spurs reclaim a 1-point edge. And with just over a second left, one final bounce, one final touch. OG Anunoby tipping the ball in.
It's gone! It's gone! It's gone! With 1:2 remaining. Let's take the lead. OG Anunoby. It's 107-106.
Disbelief written across stunned faces, joy spilling from every seat. One last possession, 1-point game.
No timeouts left. They have to do it.
Then, the sound New York has been longing to hear.
That's it. It's over. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history. The Knicks pull off the miracle comeback.
A night that instantly becomes part of the city's mythology.
I'm crying and sweating. We're up 3-1. I'll see you in San Antonio. Let's go. The city needs it. Let's go, Knicks.
Across the city, jubilation spilling into the streets. Firefighters leaning from trucks to high-five fans. In Central Park, the bars packed shoulder to shoulder. An epic victory for the ages. And now the Knicks stand just 1 win away from their first NBA championship. 53 years. History within reach. Game 5 of the NBA Finals airs right here on ABC Saturday night at 8:30 Eastern. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lindsay Davis for David and all of us here.
David Muir, the most trusted and most watched newscast in America. And now, World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the 4th year in a row.
All right, team, listen up. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna have a couple butters to let me know.
Oh, that's a great decision, Bob.
Another nebula up above.
I'll take the miso chicken. Do that for me.
I'm gonna do the work considering.
8 hours for free.
Only episode of one.
Go to the Arrow uses AI to build websites that manage appointments from different places online. So I can focus on fixing the work of parents who thought, I can learn how to cut hair from social media. Cutting edge websites that manage appointments, GoDaddy Arrow can.
Welcome to summer delivered. Order groceries online with Hy-Vee and get free delivery all summer long on orders over $75 with a free Hy-Vee Perks membership. Plus, get the same low prices online as in store, only at Hy-Vee.
You don't live in a really dense urban area that can support having a Whole Foods and Arrowwood. You're kind of out of luck. For millions of Americans who live in middle America, or maybe do live in a place that has some options, but they can't afford it the way that we go by market, instead of having the expense of retail locations, we ship from just 3 full.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. I'm going to camp in the woods today behind a coffee and donut shop.
Camping with
Canadian
Steve.
viewers will recognize this place. And the US viewers that don't know what it is, similar to Dunkin' Donuts, but we're not going to get into that comparison today. We're just going to slip into the woods right behind the drive-thru there. Looks like the drive-thru is open 24/7, so there will be traffic coming by. As far as the inside part, they usually close that around 11, midnight, something like that. But it is nice to have that close by, in case, I'd say politely, code brown. But I'm going to get into these woods before the car drives by. For hammock camping, you really have to choose your trees specifically. I'm a little close to the drive-thru here, but those are the trees that line up best for the distance of the hammock. And it'll be dark in a couple of hours, so I just have to lay low a little bit here. I think this should work fine. If there were more leaves on the trees, I'd be happier, but it's a little late in the season. There's a couple trees here that should work. I hope. They're claiming it might rain soon, so I really want to get this just set up so I can keep out of the rain if necessary. And one of the first things I'll do, I'm just going to walk up there in the daylight and just kind of see what it looks like, obviously. But before I get too entrenched here, and from here, the drive-thru is right up there. And just get my composure here, catch my breath. And it is muggy today. It's not very cold, but it's certainly humid. Probably should be okay. Most people are focused on getting their order from the drive-thru, not looking beside it, right? Way too many people just hold up so casually, walk into the woods like nothing's happening. It's a little bit visible from down there, but nothing too bad. The sun will be going down in a couple of hours, and everything will be nice and dark. You won't see anything. You know, just gotta stay still. Their vision is based on movement. That's a very popular drive-through. So anyway, today's step 2 was proudly sponsored by viewers like you. It's a Trailer Park Boys themed one, with a documentary of those guys of Nova Scotia. And I'm in Nova Scotia right now. This one's Bubbles Orange Caddy. Yeah, there's a cough in the middle of the woods is so much stealthier than the sound of a cracking beverage in the woods. You can taste the orange. Can't taste any tabby. That's good. And oh, I hope the police don't come through this drive-through to get coffee. Could pose an issue. And there's some rain beginning, so I'm just going to get my backpack and stuff kind of underneath it here. I'm going to get the meal started because it's going to take a long time to cook. I'll tell you more about that as soon as I get this stuff tucked away. It's been really dry here all summer. There were fire bans galore. They've taken those off, but it's still really dry. So I don't want to use so much as a camp stove. There's always dry leaves around. And sometimes when I've used camp stoves and fires and some minor explosions and fire shoots out here and there, we don't want a problem like that to occur. So I'm using hand warmers to warm up some pre-cooked meat. I got a whole bunch of hand warmers. They claim to get to 158 Fahrenheit. Now, I'll use that to warm up this pre-cooked convenience Mexican style chicken. Tinga, I don't know. All I know is it is pre-cooked. It's in a little pouch. And this, on its own, would be safe to eat cold because it's already cooked and kept nice and refrigerated. So I'm gonna throw this into a small cooler with a ton of hand warmers. We'll be having some chicken tacos tonight. These little things.
Some targets are easier than others.
They heat right up. It's basically just rust and maybe a little salt in there or something. It interacts with the oxygen. It starts to rust really fast. That
takes a lot of time.
It will need to make this meal delicious because I want a warm, moist taco tonight. Perfect. This little insulated bag is loaded with these hand warmers and the pre-cooked chicken. And I'm gonna throw in a can of this Mexican corn medley, just to try and heat that up a little bit too. It's not gonna get hot enough to make the can explode, but if you're cooking this way, you don't want to shut it like completely. It needs the oxygen to flow through. But I experimented with this last time. I was filming this exact same video, kind of, on the other side of the road, and they wouldn't stop playing that loud copyrighted music.
Oh yeah.
Which YouTube will shut the video down and give you a copyright strike. So I had to come back and try it again. But last time,
that one on the top.
These hand warmers actually warmed it up really good.
Pillars.
So I know this should work. And
so now we got M51, M27 or M21, and Pillars of Creation.
It's getting a little bit darker, and I'm gonna get up while this food cooks. Right there.
Sure. Dark skies.
And I'll pick up a little bit of garbage.
I wonder what the Pillars of Creation.
It is alongside of drive-through, and there's some real good mix up there. They're throwing their empties and garbage right over the edge of this hill here. And fortunately, there's garbage cans right up there, so I'm just going to take care of that and wait for things to dim down a bit and get a little bit stealthier and darker.
You ain't doing that.
I'm not going to be able to clean all this up, but I'm
Maybe
going to
it
make
looks better because we got the IR UV cut filter on there, probably. Well, actually, this is with the 5-inch. Last time I shot the Pillars of Creation, it was with the 4-inch. Same camera, but 4-inch versus 5-inch. So that's why it looks better. because it's getting
I don't
more
see a sign on
resolving
those
power.
hours, so it actually might be open 24/7.
This is the 5
Sometimes
inch.
they like to close at 11.
Last
And I
time we
hate
didn't
prime
have that.
numbers.
It
They
was
look
a
so
4 inch.
abrasive. You can't even divide it by anything.
Same camera though.
Okay, let's go.
That's cool. I'll be able to compare the photos between the 4 and the 5 inch.
Something's going down.
As long as I get the same amount of time, which would be a half
I get a
hour
little
on
paranoid
this.
sometimes, but it did take me a few years to realize the police aren't going to come pulling up on a stealth camping situation with their sirens going.
Individuals.
They normally
It's
just
really
send an
cold.
outreach group or something. So fortunately, we haven't had any of those issues yet.
I can get away with it.
Okay, those were the heavies. Police are very busy, of course, so they don't just sit in a coffee shop.
Hanging in
Thankfully.
Not
Yeah,
great.
it hurts pounding a mile an hour here. Whoop. That rain in the forecast never came, so we're doing great so far. Oh, I think it's gonna rain. As far as rain and storms, the hammock really is a great thing. Keeps all the rain off you and your gear, and you just kind of hang out underneath of it, staying as cozy as you possibly can. And the rain is great because that gets on people's windows and windshields, so they can't even see out their windows really good right now. The rain is going to make things so much easier.
I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pull over from that. I ain't
It is so
bad as
cozy
well.
underneath of this thing. And there's pretty much one angle there that people are lined up that their headlights are pointing right at me. So I'm just not looking. According to the radar, there is going to be a lot more rain than I was expecting, and I was not expecting any thunder, lightning. So this is a strange thing for this late in the year, but I'll take it. Late summer storm, early autumn storm.
Boom, right back at it.
Now you're camping with Steve.
Camping
It
with
almost
Steve.
feels unsafe. It's coming down, which is good news. Rain is very needed around here. Glad I'm under this hammock instead of using the cot tonight. I gotta tighten this rain fly. It's really catching some water here. And this is the worst possible time to try and go out and do it. Seems like it's letting up a bit, so I'll fortify the fly. And
fortify the fly.
Then stack the hunkering down because it's just unsustainable for any length of time. If everything goes right, it's not camping, is it?
Try Nature Made. Made with quality, made to care for you every day.
It starts with the sketch. You bring it into motion. Dial in every detail. Refine every frame. Until it doesn't just look real, it feels real. AutoDesk. Make anything.
This is Ruth and Sherry. We're about to buy the dream home, but the advisor Chris didn't see it helping long term. So new investment plan protected the future and help make their old home feel like new.
We just want to be comfortable and enjoy our life. This has been a big part of that.
JP Morgan Wealth Management.
When the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's. Always easy, always delicious.
Don't say that G Fiber gives you the stress-free home that we all look for in life.
Once I joined Google Fiber, I never had to worry about any internet service. I lost my heat, my water, but I was still on work calls. I never lost my internet.
As quickly as that rolled in, it's gone. So I've secured the fly a little bit better on the top to protect me in case of round 2 if it comes through the night. I might use those hand warmers after they're done warming the food. It really is amazing how dry a properly set up hammock and fly will keep you in a storm like this. I wouldn't even want to be sitting in a tent right now. The drive-through has really calmed down and the rain has stopped, so that's great news. I can head up and kind of take a look along the drive-through a little bit and just see. I'm not turning the light on yet. I know that's a contentious issue when I test the light because that's absolutely moronic. But I can use my phone with Bluetooth and actually just turn it on very briefly and back off. I'll do that later. Lots of time. The night is still young. Best part of stealth camping this time of year is the sun goes down at a reasonable hour. From up here, kind of more towards where I'm camped. That's perfect. I'm good and stealthy down there. When I was a kid, I always wanted to work in a drive-through. Got your own little window. Better toll booth. Nobody's looking down there. I think I might grab a bowl of soup or use the washroom here at the Tim Hortons. Always fresh at Tim Hortons. I'm going to show you across the road where I was going to camp. All right, let's look. In the trees up here, right behind the gas station, is where I thought of filming, and I'd set up a hammock between a couple of trees. It was going pretty good, except then I realized they were blasting that music, which thankfully they stopped. We're out of here. Things are nice and quiet right now, which means it's time for Steve to head down and do a good old stealth test with the light on.
The details. Wow.
There's like literally 1 or 2 people working in this place right now, and there is nobody coming through the drive-through, which is exactly what I want to see. Well, I guess it's on.
Pillars
Yeah,
of
it's really on, so I
creation.
can see that for sure. I turn it back down. Yeah. I'd say it's fine to have that light on at that level. Let's get back down there. Eat some grub. That is actually almost too hot to handle. We're gonna eat good tonight. Even the tortillas that I put on top are warm, so that's good. These hand warmers will do the job. It's not an efficient use of them as far as cooking goes. Put on some Texas Mexico cheese.
We're gonna go longer.
This is a really corny meal.
We only went 30 minutes
Fancy
last time
restaurants
on
like this really elaborately.
Pillars of Creation. We're gonna go for an hour this time. I just want to run. Run it. Well, if you can, anyways. We're playing with
It is a
fire over
symphony
here
of
on
flavors in the
corn.
mouth. The sweet corn
I'm really
gives it
only
a
worried
bit of a
about
pop. Something's very spicy going on there. I think it's the meat.
going for an in detailed
I'm
shot.
actually pretty
So let it run, baby.
pretty surprised this warmed it up to the point that it's And it's actually kind of steaming. Okay, guys. I have to keep eating this. I'll see you in a second. Oh, was that ever good? I say this a few times here and there, but I'm gonna make that at home. I try to come up with like some creative recipes when I'm camping. When I'm home, I make boring recipes. Really quiet up here. But I can't stand those menus that play movies instead of just listing the foods and the prices. It's ridiculous. Anyway, back down the hill. I think it's about time for bed. It should be a pretty good sleep. Time for bed, guys. I'll see you in the morning.
Dude. He's just chilling. Perfect. It's like right where it's supposed to be. That boom, boom, boom.
Good morning, friends and followers. It's a beautiful day. Busy little drive-through. So I'm gonna take all this stuff down and get out of here. It's a pretty smooth camping trip, aside from everything that went wrong and all the storms and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll just keep an eye on that drive-through, and if there's a little bit of a break, I'll just put all the stuff down real quick and be on my way. Now, for anybody that isn't familiar with Tim Hortons, these are the busiest drive-throughs by far. So, it's easier camping for the night. I'm going to set this back up at home and dry it out and clean it up a little bit better, because I don't want to stand here in front of that drive-through lineup half of this up. I know they can see me. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm not technically prostrated. I'm pretty sure they can see me. And I'm pretty sure most of them don't. Unless they call in the heavies. Well, I'm actually feeling pretty good, full of energy today. There's a little stealth camping always brings out the tiger in me. Walk of shame. Successful. Except there's not going to be a break in this traffic to the drive-through. I'm sure of it. So, just gotta go for it. Hello, world. Good morning.
There's 30 minutes. 30 minutes to go. We'll get to see what the difference is. 30 minutes and 1 hour. It's moving more right to left instead of up and down, so it's easier to track.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching Camping with Steve. Just getting picked up here by Scott. He's filming. For some reason. Okay. Be sure to subscribe if you like it. Unsubscribe if you're sick of it. And we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Modern food science has literally created thousands of artificial chemical ingredients that never existed before. These ingredients end up in our food, they end up in our beauty products, they end up in our home products. Thrive Market works to solve this. We find products that have high quality standards but also taste great. It means having products that are comparable and easy swaps to a lot of the unhealthy things that your kids' friends might be eating. We're on a mission to make healthy and sustainable living easy, affordable, and accessible to everybody. If you want to join our community, go to thrivemarket.com.
Somewhere on a stretch of road in a town you never heard of, there's a Chevy truck. And the person who drives it, well, that's a Chevy person. You probably know one. Your buddy, your sister, the ones who always show up. They don't need permission to get going. They're the first to rise, the last to leave. They all have that little extra and something. And maybe you got it too.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. Tonight I'm going to be camping at a ferry terminal in the lineup to get on a boat in the morning. A lot of people sleep in their cars waiting to catch the first boat. The difference is I have no intention of taking that boat whatsoever. I'm just going to see if I can pull it off for the night in a ferry terminal. I'm going to set up a mattress in the back of the car here. Most people, if they're camping over the ferry terminal, just sleep in their front seat so they can be first on the boat in the morning. We're doing this in style. There's no shortage of people in that lineup watching me right now, so get this inflating and get back in the car and hide out for a bit. There's a food truck which solves my dinner issues. Looks pretty good, normal burgers and fries and stuff. But that's my fourth favorite food group after deep fried, wrapped and foiled and on a stick is from a truck. So that'll be great. There is one ferry terminal employee here walking around. The rest of them kind of come with the boat when it shows up to drop people off. And I think this guy should be gone after the last sailing. He won't be around all night. And we'll go check out that ferry terminal in a second. There's a little waiting room, and I'll explain a little bit more about why this particular route is perfect for getting away with this. We're going to head off and check the waiting room. There's two washrooms, a little bit of seating. If you're a walk-on passenger, you can stay out of the rain. The whole thing smells like urinal pucks, so it's not a fun place to wait, I suppose. And here's the rules. Most of the rules seem pretty reasonable, I guess, but that's okay. We're prepared today. What makes it possible to pull a stunt like this is that there's no charge for the ferry going in this direction. There is normally a little ticket booth up there and a gate, and you have to pay and get in line. But they only charge on the other side. So coming this direction you pay, and then on the way back it's free. So there's just a road that ends at this ferry terminal with lineups that you get into. There's only one staff member working, and they're gone since the last sailing. So I think we're going to be in the clear tonight. Starting to get some condensation on the windows, so I'm going to pull up that little desiccant container thing and see if I can try things out in here.
Whoa.
These little things are widely available at
that was
dollar
weird.
stores. And just absorb the moisture in here. Properly.
Let me see what happened.
The boat is just rolling in, and there's 3 more sailings after this. The last one at around 11, and the first one tomorrow at 6:30. So I'm going to set an alarm. And I'm not going to have sleep tonight, unfortunately.
Well, I guess that's a wrap. Something happened to Sharp Cap. That was weird. Let's see what. Let's try to figure this out.
There's only two people that would notice I'm sitting here all evening. One is the
There's no
employee
more
from
Sharp Cap
Berries, and
thing.
he's returned to his booth, and the other is the food truck lady.
You gotta kid me.
So I walked over to the food truck and asked what time she's open till. I said I'm waiting for a foot passenger, and I'm not sure what sailing they're on. And she said 7, so I've got a couple more hours while I can still get something to eat. So I'll keep an eye on that. And I'll use that excuse that the BC Ferries employee comes over to ask me if he finds me suspicious. But he doesn't seem too inquisitive. I think he just wants to finish his shift and get home. So
and that's probably a wrap for tonight. I think I gotta re-download Sharp Cap now.
They just pulled up there. They missed the ferry by minutes. And it's just sailing.
I don't know how I was using it if it was deleted. That makes no sense.
That food truck is impressively busy for how remote this ferry terminal is, so that gives me really good hope about what they're serving in there.
Yep. Okay. Go download Sharp Cap again. All right, we're gonna end the stream there. Drop a like, subscribe, join the channel.